Hello, welcome back. As you can see behind me here, we have the 3 mining ships that I covered in the ship refit. Now I've made 1 or 2 small changes to these ships for this video. I'm going to go through it won't take too long, so I'll just go through the small changes. But before I start, hit the subscribe button down below, give the video a thumbs up. And if you have something to say, just comment. We had a couple of comments on the last video. One was from a subscriber called I Don't Know. And no, I'm not saying I don't know his name. Take a look. That's his actual name. So his comment was he'd love to see these in the actual game. I agree. But I may be a bit biased there because I done the refit. But I mean, I think we do need a little bit of an upgrade to the NPC ships to bring them more up to date with the current games. Some of the well, most of the NPC ships are a little bit dated. And the other comment was about how hard it is to upgrade the mining carriage. And he made comments about putting jump drives in and doing this, which I agree with, because I've often done it myself when I'm playing the game. My goal of this video series is basically just to give my interpretation of what the NPC ships should represent in today's space engineers, not 2014 space engineers. And that's all it is. Like, we can upgrade the ships, change ships whatever way we like. The whole goal of these videos is just to give my interpretation of the NPC ships should represent as the game is shown to us today. So we'll go over here and we'll show the 1 or 2 little things that I changed on the ships. And I'm actually not going to blueprint these ships. I'm actually going to put the whole world up for download, so you can download the world and you can have all 6 ships there in the world. Now the first ship we're going to do was the first ship in the series was the rubber duck. Oh, sorry, that's what I call it, the mining transport, right? So this is the original. All these ships are facing forward to their own perspective. So this is the ship facing forward. Now, this has to be one of my favourite ships in the game, because I just love the design of it. The only thing I never liked was the cockpit facing that way, because I always thought that this looks like the front of the ship. Now the changes I made to this one on the previous video are not the changes that's in this video here. What I'm after doing is basically keeping it on, keeping it the same, but just change the cockpit around, change the cargo containers, and we gave it an assembler, and we gave it an oxygen tank, and I gave it a O2 generator. There's no drills, nothing on it. This is just basically my representation of what this ship should be upgraded to in the game. I mean, give it a little bit more armor on the side here. We done away with the ground down window blocks and I put the scaffold blocks in around the pipework. Obviously changed the pipework to the new conveyor pipes, from the conveyor tubes to the conveyor pipes. And I decided to put the Sparks of the Future thrusters on all these ships, because after going through the last couple of builds, I think the Sparks of the Future thrusters suit the design of these ships a little bit better. So, okay, what we've done is I took away all the thrusters from here and here, and we moved them up to here, done away with the landing gear that was on technically the front of the ship, which is now the back of the ship, and I put the magnetic plates in here so the ship can still clamp onto stuff with this. I took away the 2 connector ports on here and I just put the 1 down here again, so if you do capture the ship, you can just dock up to the NPC stations and walk straight off onto them. You don't have to fly. Let's take a look at the inside now. We'll have a look at the changes I made. Oh shit, we'll take a look at the changes I made in the inside. So as you can see, oxygen, we actually have gravity in here as well. Now this is actually an airlock. It's a big enough airlock. So I'll put a large medical bay in here. It's an event controller there that you can use to control the airlock. So I kept things a bit compact in here with the narrow walkway through into the bridge. So we have a helm, cockpit, we have 2 passenger seats, we have this decorative seat here, and we have our remote control and our gravity generator, all in here in the bridge. So I thought it was the best use I could make of the space. But I like these narrow corridor stowage. And of course in here we have some tools and weapons. So if you close this, the front of the ship remains pressurized because there's no vent in there. And then we obviously set this to depressurize, open and come out. And that's that. Put some of the decorative blocks on here for just to give a little bit of detail to the side of the ship. I moved the lights again from what was the front of the ship, moved them down to here just above the cockpit. Changed the antenna to the compact antenna because it's a small ship, it doesn't need an antenna 5 blocks long on it. And we changed to the round beacon. I also added 2 extra thrusters in here, so we have 4 downwards facing thrusters, 2 here, 2 on the bottom, and we still have our 4 upwards facing. So that's this ship done. That's the mining transport. We go to the mining carriage here. As we can see, we went through all in the last video. The only change I made to the update version is this. I added a connector on the back again, so this can dock up to a station and you can walk straight off it. That's the only change I made to this from the last video. Okay, now we're going to go to the heavy mining hauler, which is what I'm calling it because it never had a name. It was just called Mining 3. So there's the original. We'll come over here. The only 3 changes I made to this from the video I done was I actually changed the thrusters out to the specs of the future because they do suit these builds a lot better than the warfare thrusters. I also realized that there was nowhere for this ship to dock to a station or another ship. There was literally no external connectors on it. So I added, well, except for the one here. It was the only spot that you could connect. So what I done was I put a walkway in, so you can come into the ship with a small, just 1 block airlock, and you can get into the ship this way. The third thing I done to the ship was I realised there was no O2 generator on it, so it wouldn't have been able to actually produce oxygen. So I added a O2 generator in here, and that's basically the only changes I've made to this ship. Like I said, I'll be putting the world up for download. I will also be stocking these ships with the requisite material that's in them for when they spawn in, just in case anyone that downloads them wants to add them into their game files as downloadable ships, which you can do. So that's this video done for today. Shall see you next week. So if you like what you see, give the video a thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. If you have something to say, just comment. All comments are welcome, like I always say, and I will always respond to comments. Thank you very much.